Hey YouTube, how you guys doing out there? For those of y'all who've been here before, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And for those of y'all who have no idea who I am, allow me to introduce myself. For it is I says me, Cisco Soldier, aka Uncle Trey. Welcome to the channel. Hey, those of y'all been here before, I appreciate y'all coming back too. Hey, if you have not been here before, I appreciate you go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit up the lights, hit up the lights, hit up the lights. Hey, today I have a very, very special guest here today, all right? Goes by the name of Rob from masterit.com, okay? And he's an instructor for all things CompTIA, all right? And he's gonna give you guys some good advice today. Hey, what's going on, Rob? How you doing?
Hey Trey, like we were saying before the interview started, it's really good, to see you. Anybody that's watching this video, hopefully, you're safe and hopefully, you're in good health, because there's a lot of things going on right now. So it's good to see you. And I just appreciate you having me on, man.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, so, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. So I know just for the audience, so I can shape this for the audience real quick, all right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have any type of, advice, if you just getting started out there in IT, right? And you need to know who to get started with, all right? This right here is a good guy to get started with, and we're gonna go over it. But, just for the audience, if you could give us like the elevator speech, right? Of who you are, what's your background, and what services do you provide out there?
It's a long story, but it ain't no long story. I'll just make it short. So just like Trey, I fought for you guys' freedom. So I was in the military for, how long was I in the military? I was in the military for 8 years. When I first joined the military, I didn't really know, what direction I wanted to go in. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And when I went to the recruiter, he told me, hey, tech is a good spot to be in. On the test that I took, I got a high enough score to pick my job. So I decided to go into IT. So fast forward, I went in the military, deployed, things were fine. And then my last 2 years in the military, I actually started teaching troops. So I started teaching them, their jobs, started teaching them about tech. And that's when I really started getting into teaching certifications. The first certification I taught was A+, then I moved on to Net Plus, and I moved on to Security Plus, and now I've taught, Cisco stuff, Microsoft stuff, a little bit of everything. So once I get out the military, I started teaching for colleges, started teaching for vocational schools, and about 2 years ago, I created a Master IT, where it's an online platform, and I'm helping students pass the exam. So as of right now, I know 2020, people want to hit the reset button, but for me and my school and my students, I've actually been able to get around about one person a week certified, and I'm hoping to double that this month. I think that's it. I think that was my summary. I don't think I missed anything. So that's me. I'm Rob. I'm here with Trey, trying to help you guys.
All right, Rob. Hey, check it out. So check this out, right? So you have a YouTube channel, right? Just like myself. And,
Yes,
in doing this and, in helping people, we get bombarded all the time with like questions like, hey, how do I get started in IT? Okay. So if I was someone and I was reaching out to you, right, and I was emailing you and I was asking you, hey, how do I get started in IT? What would you recommend to them?
It's pretty simple. Start. A lot of times I think people deliberate. They have, paralysis by analysis. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. With Google, with the advent of Google, a lot of information is out there, and that could be a good thing and a bad thing as well. So it's like so much information, so many different Facebook groups, so many YouTube channels. One person tells you this, one person tells you that. I would say, and what I recommend for most of my students is just getting a solid foundation, right? Hacking sounds super cool and sexy. Cybersecurity is super cool. Security is where the money's at. But if you don't have a good foundation, you'll never get to that next level. So my advice would be to get a solid foundation. So since
What do you mean by like a foundation?
So a foundation just pretty much learning the fundamentals, right? You can't go to a basketball camp and you don't know how to dribble, you don't know how to pass, and you're trying to dunk. All right, you just got there. Everybody doing warm-ups, you're trying to dunk, right? You ain't stretched, you ain't did nothing. So you got to get fundamentals. And most students, like I said, so I'm geared towards certifications. Most students I always tell them to go towards a certification called A+. It's a CompTIA certification, and it pretty much is like your high school diploma when it comes to IT. So you get a really good foundation in cloud computing, virtualization, software, hardware, pretty much all the things that's going to be covered no matter what direction you go in, right? So it's pretty much, or if you don't want to look at like your high school diploma, it would be like your general studies when you're in college. It gives you a good foundation, and from there you can figure out, okay, when I was doing A+, I really like network. So maybe I need to go to Network Plus or CCNA. When I was in A+, I like security. So maybe I need to go to Security Plus or CEH. And all those things I just mentioned were other certifications. So in summary, just pretty much figure out your path and get a strong foundation. And my recommendation is not Bible, it's not gospel, it's not for sure. But my suggestion, I tell literally all my students to go grab A+ first.
Okay. So like with A+, right? So what is the purpose of like A+? Like, cause I've heard that before in my studies, you know, I'm acting like I'm a student or something, right? I heard a lot of people say that, like, hey, you should go get A+. Like, what exactly is the purpose of me getting A+, since that's the first stop in my IT journey and career?
Well, the purpose for me, you know, for you getting A+ is for you to give me some money. No,
Right.
the purpose for A+ is to show employers that you know what the hell you're talking about, right? So you can say I can do this and I can do that and I'm the greatest ever, but that actual certification kind of solidifies, okay, this person actually does have the knowledge to back it up. Now, even though you know, I love certifications, they can literally change your life. That has to be coupled with, you know, just so no confusion, that has to be coupled with experience, right? So the piece of paper is cool, but you have to have the actual experience. So going back to where you should, I almost had a seizure. Hold on, let me start over. Going back to where you should start, certification, experience, and building a network, right? So make sure that okay, what certification do I want to get? Okay, I know I want to get XYZ, then building up your experience. The experience part is very important, and it's a lot easier to get than you think. Experience can come from anywhere. If you ever reset your router, if you ever troubleshooted your iPhone, if you ever helped your grandma get on YouTube, all that stuff counts as experience, right? So a lot of people discount this stuff. Everybody know how to do this. A lot of people don't know how to do this. So I would say experience, build a good network, and find the right information and listen to the right people. So hopefully that was a good enough answer.
Okay. Now, hey, so, you know, you yourself, right, being an instructor, okay? So obviously, you know, you hold several certifications yourself, right? So if we stick within like the CompTIA realm, you know, your A+, your Network Plus, your Security Plus, Cloud Plus, so on and so forth, right? In your experience, because I get this question a lot, in your experience, which one do you think is the hardest one? And if you had to choose, if you was going to get all three, which one would you start with?
What is the hardest one? The hardest one, man, I like this answer, but it's subjective. Hard to me may be easy to you. Easy to you, may, you know, and vice versa, because it depends on a person's experience. Have they worked in the field before? Have they took the damn test before? Stuff like that. But for me, the hardest CompTIA exam that I've ever taken, and an exam, another thing, an exam that I failed, right? I failed CAS Plus. That's kind of like a little bit up the ladder than Security Plus and stuff like that, but I failed CAS Plus. And sorry for going on a tangent, but this is just on my mind. If during this journey, right, in IT, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail certifications. You're gonna not know what's going on all the time. You may have angry customers, but all that is a part of, you know, growth and your maturation process. So just remember, there's no losses, you know, only lessons. So just to answer your question, though, CAS Plus was my most difficult certification to get. And another thing, gang, is I know money is important. I know that money makes the world go round. You know, Sprint and the mortgage company want their money, but sometimes you have to kind of take a step back and figure out what your goals are. Because it's like, oh, if I get CAS Plus, I'm going to make $100,000 a year. For one, that's probably not true because you don't have, the experience that would be needed to make $100,000 a year. And then, like I said, you haven't built that solid foundation. And another thing with solid foundation or building a solid foundation is that your earning potential will be limitless because you've built a strong foundation, and then you can get Network Plus, then you get Security Plus, then you get CCNA. And every time, from what I've seen in my personal experience and with students, damn near every time you get a certification, you're going to get an increased salary. And if you're at a place that doesn't want to increase your salary when you get certified, just find somewhere else to work. But my bad for going on a tangent. But CAS Plus would probably be my most difficult, and that's the last exam that I failed. I eventually figured it out, but yeah, that one whooped my ass pretty bad.
Right, I've had a couple. I think for me, I took a ICND1, and that was the first Cisco exam, and I failed that one the first time because it was nothing like CompTIA. CompTIA, you can go back, and if you think you're unsure about a question, you can always go back to number 3, and then number three might tip you off to the right answer for number 10. You know what I mean? But Cisco is just straight
not
through.
Cisco. Not Cisco.
Right.
If you don't know, you don't know me.
Exactly. I got the new CCNA coming up here pretty soon too, so I'm gonna be on. Make sure I'm prepared for that. Hey, now, so as far as your students go, so can you tell us, like, okay, so hey, you're a teacher, like, so what kind of classes do you teach? Do you teach online? Do you teach in person at a university? Like, where do you actually teach at?
Now, currently with the situation we got going on, I can't really teach in person, anymore. So, like I said before, I used to teach for colleges and stuff, but since I started doing my own thing, I was doing boot camps in person. I also have online courses as well. And not to toot my own horn at all, but shit, toot.
Right.
After teaching for so many different organizations, not so many, but after teaching for different organizations and seeing different things, I kind of figured out, what was lacking. Some courses or some classes, it's either way too much shit, the wrong shit, or not enough shit. Excuse my language. But so I kind of wanted to, hone in. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to know. This is the stuff that's going to be on the exam. This is the stuff that we need to focus on, right? So once I figured out that stuff, I went ahead and, I made everything. Made the curriculum, shot all the videos. I didn't edit them, but pretty much it's my baby. It was an idea. And now, it's a real thing. And last month we got a little bit over 1,200 students trained, straight through my program. So I can't complain, man. But yeah, so right now I'm primarily just online due to the circumstance.
Okay. Because like I've actually on your channel, right? Like I've seen you teaching, inside of a classroom, teaching different students and stuff like that. So now what you're saying is like you've kind of given up the role of teaching in like a traditional brick and mortar school, and now you've moved to like your own specialized online type training.
I wouldn't say I've given it up, but it just I just created something that just made more sense for me and then the students. So now, because like all the stuff that I created is self-paced. So if you want to rock out at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you want to rock out after work, before work, it's all there for you. So whenever if you want to take 2 weeks to knock it out, some students do. If you want to take a month, it's all up to you. And then you can keep on looking over. And then another thing, as the students go through it, I reach out to them for lessons learned. What am I missing? Is there anything that you want me to add? And then, from that advice or from that feedback, I go ahead and throw that stuff in the course as well. So
so just in your personal experience, what certification do students kind of have the most trouble with if they're first starting out?
I'll say I can't really hone in on a particular certification. I just say, this is super difficult. But what I'll say is that most students just with the CompTIA certifications, especially, seem like they don't study the right stuff. because even if you have, I don't know if you guys are aware, but CompTIA has domains and objectives inside those domains. You can look at, all the domains. So it may be 6 domains, and then it may be 100 objectives. Bad thing is, they don't tell you, how many questions, or don't tell me what's going to be focused on. And then a lot of times what students mess up at is whatever they don't understand, whatever seems difficult to them, they'll hone in on that. Like, oh, this shit is difficult. This got to be on the test. This got to be what they're going to be focusing on. And then they get on the exam, there's only one question about that. So
Right,
like I said, I think it's just the most difficult thing is studying the right thing and just listening to the right people.
Okay. Hey, so tell me a little bit about Rob the person, right? So like you're from Detroit, Michigan. Go Lions is what you say?
Yes, I do.
All right. Hey, so what made you want to leave Detroit, man?
Gunshots. I mean, what else? I mean, it was pretty rough, man. It was pretty rough. You don't know what you don't know. And before I left Detroit, I didn't really think about nothing else. The couple blocks past my house, I wasn't like, that was the world pretty much, And not getting too specific, but when you're younger, you don't know, man. When you're younger, you think you're invincible. And I was doing, certain things that I wouldn't really approve of now. So what I did was I left. I was like, I probably need to get up out of here. So I left, and I went to, where did I move to? I moved to San Diego. All my family is still in Detroit, but I just felt that for me, it wasn't really conducive to my growth and productivity to stay in Detroit. And I think a lot of times you kind of need to get away from your environment to grow. And then, like I said, it wasn't anybody, pretty much in my immediate circle, there wasn't anybody doing anything productive. They sure in the hell wasn't doing nothing with no computers. They were doing some stuff, maybe with techs, not in tech, if that makes sense. So, so that's kind of what made me get away from that. And and I think praises to the Most High that I kind of broadened my horizons and saw some other things, because I think that's another thing as far as me. I wanted to be a positive representation, and just show other people that, you can get into tech, you can be in technology, and it's cool, because a lot of times, for one, when you think about technology and tech stuff, I'm not sure that African Americans are top of mind, when people think about that. And then if you do, you think it's some lame kind of, weird kind of guy in a damn dungeon somewhere or in his mama's basement, doing stuff. So I just kind of wanted to show people like you can win, in tech. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. So as long as you got determination.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what like made you gravitate, like just personally, right? Because like there's many professions out there, and then even like yourself, coming from Detroit, I know it was bad, had to get away from it, but a lot of people I met, and a lot of people I know to this day, it's kind of like as you growing up, they kind of push forward on you, right? Like, so when you talk about making it out the neighborhood, right? You got the military, or Ford is a good way, all those benefits they got over there, you know what I'm saying? So like, what made you like want to gravitate towards technology? Or was it like when you went to the military that they just asked you what you want to do? What made you gravitate toward it yourself?
Like I said, how old was I? I was 20, how old was I doing? I was 23 when I joined the military. And honestly, I got in technology because I wouldn't have the foresight or the forethought to think, oh, that's where the money gonna be. I can get a good job. I was just thinking like, I'm pretty sure these guys get shot at the least. So that's kind of why I went in technology, right? So I'm like, I don't think these guys go, being ignorant. I didn't know that, once you get over there, they shooting at every damn body. They ain't gonna be like, oh, he fixed the computers, we ain't gonna shoot at them. But that's kind of what guided me in technology. What made me stick with technology is once I started training students, honestly, because I didn't really fall in love with tech until I started teaching and pretty much pouring into students, right? It's just an amazing feeling, man, when you take somebody from literally not knowing anything and being confused, then they get that light bulb, like, oh, I understand, and then, like I said, at least trying to present stuff in a relatable way, maybe crack a joke here and there, and just that's pretty much what made me stick with technology and education. And then, as I got older, it's the future. It's not going anywhere, so I might as well be a part of it. And with automation and AI and all this other stuff, it's better to be, the person fixing that stuff than getting replaced by that stuff. So that's pretty much what made me stick with technology, because I mean, it's the future, it's the present. So yeah, that's why I stuck with it.
Hey, so check this out. Now, as we are, I like to say, of age, right? Like, so
Talk
we
talk
are
about
of age.
yourself, man. No, I ain't shit. I'm gonna talk about yourself.
Hey, well, I'm of age. I'll be 40 in 2 months.
Now you
Hey,
go. I'm
but
35. I'll be 35 next month. 35 days. It feel good to be, man. Ain't no
I'm
shame
telling you,
on
man.
it.
I'm telling you, man. But like,
Yeah.
so but I know, when you're a lot younger, right? Like patience is
Mm,
kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you run thin on it, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But it's like, what do you feel like as far as, because like it's a large debate of whether you need, formal education to do a job, or, should you just go the certification route? You know what I'm saying? What is your take on
Um, as always, Trey, I'm gonna be 1,000% transparent.
that? Okay.
If the military didn't pay for my master's degree, I wouldn't have a master's degree.
Okay.
I think in technology, the certifications and experience are going to trump the degree. Only reason I say that is because most of the time a degree is going to be super expensive, right? And it's not, you don't update your skills. If you got a computer science degree from 1995, how useful is that right now? It's not really useful, you know? So with the
Right.
certifications, you have to be a continuous learner. You can't, just like me, I teach this shit, but I can't just, for one, I got to stay sharp, just in case, when the students ask me. And two, I have to keep my certifications up to date.
Mm,
Because me, for one, I don't feel comfortable teaching anything that I'm not certified in. So I would
right.
say for technology, especially, certifications is the route to go. Now, is going to college the wrong? Is it wrong? No, of course not. If you want to get a degree, go get a degree. But I would say if you're looking for an immediate impact, if you're looking for uh, the most bang for your buck, I would say certifications, because it's going to be less time, less money, and you can just jump right into the workforce and the job force, as opposed to waiting 2 to 4 years to get your degree.
Mm, okay. Hey, so check this out. So like from the students that you have, right, or the students that you've
Mm.
had, like let's talk about like a student that you had 6 months ago, right, and they become certified or whatever. What type of stories have they come back and tell you? Because I know being a drill sergeant, right? That's my teaching experience. I was drill sergeant for about 3.5 years, and just I still get emails to this day. Drill sergeant, you helped me out, blah 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 blah. So like, what type
Yeah,
of success stories have your students come back to you with?
man. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mushy or nothing, but that's one of
Yeah,
the main things. That's one of the main things that made me want to do this, is that, like, literally impacting and changing people's lives. One of my favorite stories is, I had a truck driver that was, I want to say he was 61 or 62 or 60 something when he met me, right? So we rocking out. I got him. I didn't get him anything. He got A plus, net plus, and security plus. Worked hard, had a lot of determination, and within a year or two, he went from driving trucks, which they make, good money, but he just was tired of it. He was tired of being on the road. He went from that to being a security analyst in about a year or two. Now, like I said, no fairy tales. He put in an ass of work, a lot of time, and he was dedicated and determined that, hey, this is what I want to happen. But there's a plethora of stories. I had one lady. She was working at the dollar store, and after about nine, I ain't gonna say that, probably about a year, she went from working at the dollar store to becoming a network engineer. There's just, there's just a bunch of stories. Now, what I'll say is this: just because you get this piece of paper, just because you get a certification, nobody owes you anything. It ain't, oh, I got certified, now you got to put me on at Google. Not at all. You still got to put in the work, and like I said, the network as well. Networking, experience, and then once you get that piece of paper, from what I've seen, you're damn near unstoppable. And then, like I said, just having that strong skill set in technology, it's gonna be too easy. So I got a bunch of stories. I could kind of be here all day, man. But like I said, once from the first time, because just like you said, I wasn't a drill sergeant, but I was an instructor at the schoolhouse. So I'm still getting emails from them like, hey Rob, thanks for blah blah. So yeah, man, it's and even that, even if they don't take a course with me, even from the YouTube videos, or even if it's an Instagram post, just
yeah.
giving that information and pouring out knowledge, man, it just feels good, man.
Man, that's a very powerful thing, especially you talk about, like truck driver, right? The story you
Mm-hmm.
told about the truck driver. It's like, man, that's very powerful because, you take a guy like I've talked to many truck drivers, my uncle drove trucks, you know what I mean? And, he
Mm-hmm.
told me, he was like, Trey, he's like, man, if you drove trucks cross country and that's all you did for like 3.5 years straight, you would be a millionaire. But it's like you're on the road, you're lonely. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to
Yeah.
keep on moving. Like, so it's like, and then, when you think about it, right, like when you going into IT, right, and you get of age, like a gentleman you said was 61 years old, like, do you
Mm-hmm.
really still want to be doing hard labor at that age? Because you still got 4 or 5 years to go before you can actually retire. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
That's right.
about you, like, but me, like, when I'm 52, like, I'm not trying to be climbing on nobody's roof or doing anything
No,
like that. I'm trying to be in somewhere that's temperature controlled. You know what I'm talking about?
that's right. No, no, you got it, man. Because and that was one of the reasons you said it is just because, like you said, nobody once your body gonna break down. I mean, that's
Mm,
just gonna happen. And as we know, being in the military, it's gonna break down a little bit faster, shit than the average person. So, uh, if you have a skill set, where you just like you said, you can work from home, and right now that's extra beneficial. You can work from
yeah, we'll
home,
get
you
into
can
that.
work from the airplane, you can be in the airport, you can make as many moves you want to make. And another thing that I tell all my guys and girls is that the damn opportunities are endless. There is no set lane. You want to do networking, do networking. You want to do coding, do coding. You want to do cybersecurity, do cybersecurity. You want to do consulting, do consulting. There's so many different um, skills and lanes that you can get in. And another thing is, with technology, you don't always have to have an employer. I think that's a different conversation for a different day. But you don't always
Mm-hmm.
have to wait. You have a skill set to where your family gonna need it. It's probably a mom and pop liquor store, or not liquor store, just a mom and pop shop that needs maybe their internet set up. You can help out at your church, so on and so forth. So um, technology is a spot to be in. I don't know how that could be argued, man, at all.
Man, life, like I think it was either Too Short or it was either Jay-Z, but one of them said it was like it was all good just a week ago, right?
That was Malcolm
So
X.
that was Michael X.
I, I,
Nah, I was about to say.
I,
I was like, man, I don't think Red said that, man.
Jay Z,
So,
Jay
like,
Z, Jay Z, Jay Z, Jay Z said it because it was him and Too Short had a song called it was all good
yeah,
just a week ago. Yep,
it was all good just a week ago. And man,
yep,
that's kind of like how it was, man. It was like, 2 months ago, everything was perfect, everything was okay, man. And
right.
then here you come with the whole pandemic situation, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I think it's sent a wake-up call to a lot of people, man, to say, hey, I need to find an additional source or way to make money where, now because the world is changing, man, a lot of these stores now are just saying, you know what? I don't think we need employees anymore. We're just going to have call centers. People can work from home or things of that nature. You know what I mean? So I
Yep,
think it's very important out there for people to try to pick up additional skills to be able to create income for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
indeed. I can agree with you more, man. And then even without the pandemic, you just have to see, it was coming. Like, what do you think the self checkout lane is?
Mm,
Eventually, cashiers are going to be obsolete. I don't think it's coming no time soon, but a
yeah.
lot of things are going to be obsolete. So, like I said, it's better for you to be, a victor of technology as opposed to a victim. Because like I said, a lot of times and a lot of jobs are getting replaced, and then a lot of employers are seeing that, man, I don't think we need as many people as we need. Or,
Mm-hmm.
with this pandemic that happened, it's like, we don't really need you, or we don't need that position, or we can cut this, or we can have 5 people do the same thing. And unfortunately, with the pandemic and the effects that it's had on the economy, I got a feeling, and unemployment being high, I got a feeling that the job market is about to get a lot more competitive, right? And employers are going to be a lot more selective, because it's like, okay, if they don't open up the brick and mortar place that they had, or the office space that they had, and you're working from the house, and they know it's going to be an influx of resumes, you want to make sure that yours is up to snuff. And then, like you said, even if you don't want to wait on an employer, with these skills, you can make something happen. Just like me, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. And I decided to, educate other people. And that's another space that's going to be humongous right now. And then I think kids are gonna start going back to school soon. But right now, kids aren't in school, so it's so many opportunities, man. Like I said, it's unfortunate what is happening, but right now, you can curl up in a ball and get in the fetal position, and it's all messed up, I don't know what to do, or you can figure out a way to make something happen, man. You can, even through a pandemic, even through the worst of times, you can make something happen.
Hey, that's right, man. That's right. Hey, so let's talk about your YouTube channel, a little bit. So, like, you have a YouTube channel. What's the name of your channel?
Same thing, Master IT.
Okay, Master IT. So what do you talk about on your YouTube channel?
A little bit of everything, but it's mainly considered or geared toward certification preparation. So I'll do maybe like an A+ test prep or Security Plus test prep, or I'll collab with somebody that may be a little bit more well-versed in the area than I am. I talk about coding on there, pretty much certification, IT career pathway advice, and just assistance. So like I said, showing people, hey, because like I said, right now, just in general, money is a sensitive issue. So I just kind of want to give people like, hey, this is my teaching style. This is who I am. If you want to come rock out with me in a class, you can, but here goes some free stuff. If you can't, afford a course, or here's, a taste of what it'll be like to have me as an instructor. So the main focus though is getting people certified on my website and on my YouTube channel.
Okay, okay. As far as like, some of the resources, like what, you have a website where people can go and kind of like sign up for your classes and things of that nature?
Indeed, I do. It's IT Master Key, itmasterkey.com. And on there, I have self-paced courses for A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, Cisco. I partnered with a PMP instructor. So I have PMP courses on there. I have a live coding course, have Microsoft courses as well. And I'm also a CompTIA partner. So I have, and Trey, for you too, if you taking any CompTIA exams soon, I get discounts on all the vouchers, because I'm not sure if people are aware, but when you take the test, it costs money. So instead of paying full price, I give people discounted vouchers. So pretty much if you're taking an exam, I got everything you need: practice tests, simulations, and on-demand lectures.
Hey, make sure y'all keep him accountable now. He just told you, you know what I'm saying? So when y'all come see Trey, y'all go over there to Rob, y'all say, hey, Trey brought me here, and you told me.
I got you. I got you, B. I got you, B. It's only right. I got you.
Yeah, man, that's good, man. That's good. Hey, so, what did you like best about serving in the military?
I think this is the same sentiment, or the same answer that most people have. The family, the additional family that I got, and another thing, learning to work with a multitude of people, whether it's a different race, a different gender, a different mindset, different skill set. In the military, you're literally going to run across a little bit of, everybody from everywhere to know a little bit of everything. So that's one thing. The brotherhood or sisterhood, the family that I picked up, from, serving with people, because I got a good little group of people that I still stay in contact with, and probably will never not be in contact with. And then, like I said, just learning leadership and just how to maneuver with anybody and around anybody, pretty much.
All right, hey, Rob. So, hey, check it out, man. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you for blessing us with your presence today. And, maybe we look forward to having you back in the future, man, as we progress in this thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Thank you so much. One thing, gang, for everybody that watches this video, but like I said, one thing, make sure you educate yourself. Make sure that you have a strong network. And last but not least, make sure that you like this video, share this video, and subscribe to Trey's channel. Other than that, have a good day.